Hi, this is David with entry number 618, 17, something like that. I'm here on a nice dusky day in Seoul, currently in the Hapjeong neighborhood. It's a pretty nice, quiet, sleepy area. I've recorded here numerous times. I'm about one street away from where I recorded like maybe 20 videos in a row. Yeonamdong. But yeah, it's been good. Actually, my buddy came out again from that was here 2 weeks ago. He was just out for visiting his family in a little town of called Gangjin, and it's pretty much like as south as you can get in Korea without being like on an island. So it's pretty south. And like my friend's story, I think, is quite remarkable for a few reasons, but for probably the biggest reason is that his mom essentially is completely self-made. They were born very poor, and this small town he grew up in was a literal small town. It wasn't like a few hundred people. It was like, very small, very, very small. And his mom went to a very good school here in Seoul, was good enough to get into hospital in the US, and was good enough to live a life in the US that affords her to raise 3 children alone. So, in my kind of humble esteem, that deserves a lot of respect, I think. A lot more than I think he knows, my friend knows. Maybe he knows, but I vault him and his mother in very high regard. And like here in the 80s and early 90s, this was not a nice place to live. It was not nice. The opposite of nice. It was bad. You talk about poverty. I said before in another video. You talk about poverty in the U.S. and it means like you have one TV and you might not have internet, and like it's kind of like bullshitty things like that, like 21st century niceties. But when you talk about being poor in an Asian country, especially like a developing one like Korea was, even in the 90s, it's like a whole nother ballgame kind of thing. It's like real kind of like real poverty, not like pretend poverty, like worrying about where you're gonna get protein, worrying about like how you're gonna get vitamins and minerals, worrying about, maybe not clean water, and maybe not clothing, and maybe not, like a roof over your head, but definitely to the degree that I don't think really very few people in the U.S. actually live at. But of course there are some, but very few when it comes to actual poverty. Seeing a couple dogs here. But yeah, it was a very good day. I actually had a really good lunch, and actually I just ate the lunch. I didn't even take a picture of it. Damn it. But it was bulgogi, which is like very traditional Korean kind of meat dish. One in a very big history of kind of like meat dishes in Asia, where you kind of stretch out the meat. It's essentially like kind of like a poor man's version of sukiyaki, which if you've ever had sukiyaki, is kind of like a stew that's like very wet. So yeah, it was good though. Very good lunch. I'm actually gonna walk by that place in a second. But very good lunch, very cheap. And so yeah, now I'm just walking to get bread, and then I'll head back and meet up with my sister. And so overall, it's been a very kind of full day, I feel. Me and my friend actually met up in the morning, pretty early in the morning, around like 9:40. So yeah, we hung out pretty much until now. It's currently about 3, so pretty full day. Anyway, I think I'll wrap it up here. Sorry for keeping this one short, but just kind of wanted to do a recap, not really talk about anything. But yeah, it's been good. think sometimes these are okay. It's kind of shorter, talk about nothing entries. They're fine. Anyway, yeah, that's it. I'll talk with you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.